So I'm currently behind the wheel of the 2024 Audi RS5, and I'm going to take some time to go through the interior of this thing. So starting as I normally do from left to right, over on the left you got your window switches, you've got a toggle for the rear mirror adjust, you've got nice Alcantara right here, sprinkled through the cabin in some spots I'll showcase as well as some carbon fiber which goes across the dashboard, and I'll showcase that as well. You have door latch, door locks, you got two buttons for your driver's seating position and then the set button for that, so you can have kind of personalization there. To the right of that, you've got your lighting options all toggled right here. Right here will toggle the height of the heads-up display, which really won't come through great on the camera. Then you have a toggle for the lighting of the gauge cluster as well. Then you have the full crisp clear Audi virtual cockpit display. So there's multiple views and pages you can cycle through. So basically each page has two different views, and this is the RS runway configuration, which is special to RS models. You can also adjust it to kind of a more simplistic gauge cluster, which I'll showcase kind of where you can do that when I get to the infotainment display. But basically across the top here you see the four different screens that can be cycled. So this is kind of a driver information screen. You can see I can adjust the things over on the left. Then you have whatever you're listening to. A phone, if you have your phone connected here, your contacts will kind of be listed here as well. Then you have your navigation display. Now, like I said, each of those screens has an alternative view. So starting with the best view, in my opinion, for the Audi virtual cockpit, kind of have the whole map. I'm currently next to a reservoir, so that's kind of why everything's blue down there. So cycling back through, like I said, the most unique is this map screen, but then cycling through them kind of puts that item that was over to the left front and center. I either usually leave it on this screen or cycle it through the RS runway screen like so. Over on the right, you can kind of customize as well, but you have the power and torque displayed there. Uniquely with the RS runway screen, the tach kind of comes towards you instead of away from you, so you kind of get used to that. But how is adjusting everything up on the gauge cluster is over here on the left. So left and right cycle through the different pages up top, and then this little toggle right here if you have information that can be cycled up and down. You have a favorites button, and this view button right here is how it's cycling the different options. Over on the right, uniquely in the RS models, you have the RS button. So I'm currently in RS1, but if I was not, you can cycle through RS1, RS2, and then back into whatever automatic normal mode you were in. So you see auto displayed right there, and I've kind of just been sitting in RS1. You have heated steering wheel, tuner left, right, as well as volume control, phone talk options as well. On the back of the steering wheel are paddles for down and up shifting your own gears. Bottom of the steering wheel features nice RS branding and unique, and I love the steering wheel is wrapped in Alcantara. Give you a better look at the whole steering wheel. Tucked behind the steering wheel is your trip reset button right there. Then you have the navigation infotainment display. So there's basically 5 bubbles, app spots where you can kind of pop straight into something, but I'm just going to go to the home screen. This can be customized to your liking for whatever you want, but basically you have home, you got radio, you got media, phone, and navigation over there. Uniquely, I like to go through showcasing the different options. So this is kind of the vehicle screen. So here you can adjust the Audi Drive Select, which is the drive modes of the vehicle. So clicking in there, you have comfort, auto, and dynamic, and this is also where you can adjust your RS modes. They're basically 2 custom personalized modes. So like I said, I've been sitting in RS1 for most of my journey. I've kind of have sport, steering, I'll just adjust it for the video, steering, sport, engine sound present, which is obviously the most lively. You can kind of maybe hear some of it coming through on the speaker. And then the Quattro with sport differential set into sport. But if you wanted RS2 to be very tame, you can do that as well. But I've just been leaving in RS1, like I said. And then uniquely in the RS5 and the other RS models, you have the RS monitor, which I really like, kind of displaying just kind of the temperature of kind of what you're beating on in the vehicle. So right now everything is green, warmed, and up to temperature. But you'll see the engine oil, coolant, brake rotors, sport differential, and transmission fluid all displayed here, kind of live temperature for if you know what you're doing. And you cycle over, you have the G meter, so you can also have that like displayed here, so you can have two of them, maybe for a passenger to see like kind of where you're whipping them around. And then the tire pressure monitoring, as you can see, it can only be measured at speeds above 60 miles per hour when I'm currently stationary, so nothing's going to be displayed there. These are, you know, all the other different options you can set. Going to settings, you name it, you can pretty much change it. Get back to home just for fun. This is kind of how you can pop back in to the different settings that I just showed. So under display and brightness, Audi virtual cockpit, this is where you can adjust between kind of a more tame gauge cluster but the unique RS runway, and you can configure it here as well. You can change everything else you'd like. Coming down from that gauge or the infotainment display, you got your hazard button, you got your HVAC controls, so you can pretty much twist to select your urine temperature and it will display in the center. You got heated seats for the driver and the passenger, 3 levels of them. You can adjust the speed of the fan with these little toggles and anything else you'd like to adjust. Below there you have another spot where you can select the Audi drive select system. Just hitting up or down on this will kind of pop you into the different modes. So it kind of popped me out of RS1 right there, but if I wanted to get back into it, I can either push it here or push it right up there. You have traction control off, you got a parking assist, you have parking sensors as well, and this button will turn the screen off. Below there you have a USB plug, you have an old school 12-volt smoker's plug, which has kind of like a cap to keep it clean, and then you have your engine start stop button located down here. You have 2 cup holders currently housing the bottom of my gimbal, little spot for probably you know, a phone sideways like this could fit there. Then you have your gear lever, which is also fitted in Alcantara, which I really like. The park button is located right here, but then you also have reverse, neutral, drive, and sport, and then you can also knock it over and select your own gears as well. Nice RS branding right here. You have a parking brake latch right here. It will automatically go into it, you know, if you're kind of at an angle. There's a little cubby spot right here, which the only thing really I can think that can fit here is your key, if you don't hold it in your pocket. Above that you have a volume control, and you can knock it left right to select between different tune or whatever radio you're listening to or different tunes. You can also push it down, turn everything off. You've got an armrest, which reveals a charging pad and kind of a very long I don't know, spot, the length of probably stack, I don't know, 5 pencils here. Uniquely, I should note, with all these little spots, you can remove them to clean, which is really good. So you can kind of remove this one, this long one as well, if you need to clean it. There is a USB-C plug located right here as well. Going to the passenger side, this gets you a good look at all the carbon fiber on the dash, as well as the door, Quattro branding, glove box. You can see the Bang Olufsen system sprinkled throughout the cabin as well. Look at the passenger seats, they're kind of like an Alcantara material as well. Feature RS branding, the sides are uniquely hard plastic. Seat belts got a nice little red sprinkled in. Same design to the rear seats. They do not feature the RS branding, but that same kind of Alcantara center, and the seat belts is also in the back. The passenger and driver in the front, they get a nice little sunroof, all controls located up top. But that is basically the interior of the 2024 Audi RS5. If there is a feature, a button, some settings that I can go in depth enough on for you, and you have some additional questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below and I will answer them. Thanks for watching.